All right, all right. We back here at the Dog Huddle Podcast, the greatest episode, the greatest show ever. And this is just, I don't know. This is just a bye week, and we just gonna put some stuff up on the podcast and talk about some stuff and make it interesting. And I hope I'm recording. Okay, I'm recording. All right, first of all, before we do anything, you have to remember, I didn't get to say it last week, but get the SeatGeek app. Football season is here. We got tickets flying off the shelves. The Cowboys games. I've been getting emails about the Cowboys game. The Commanders. Are they playing? Are they playing at home? Yeah. And remember, that was the first Cowboys game I ever went to. Finally in Jerry's world. Well, I went to that game when they was well, I ain't gonna say it because I don't know how YouTube is. The blank blanks and 2015 when they was the Indian people. As I say, when they was, can I say that? Damn it, YouTube. Those people with the things on their head, right? So yeah, they was Washington. You know what? Shizzle Dunn always bleeps his out. And bloop bloop bloop. But use my code Third Coast Gaming. You get $20 off your first order. Take somebody to the game, and if you out there, I might take you to the game if you listening. If you ain't stop tripping, I might take you. You know who you are. It could be a bunch of you. It could be a lot of you. It could be naughty. Anyway, man, I got an update, man. I got a great update. All right, so CJ, first of all, we went to the game yesterday against Brownsboro, and they got murdered. And the guy told me on the forum that that was their worst game. They said they played their worst game when they was up like 41-13 or something, 7 really. I was like, wow, that was their worst game. And before the game was up, they had 80 points. Well, they had 80 points, right, CJ? When we left in the fourth quarter, they had 80 points. They had 70, yeah. Well, they almost had. I think it was like 78, 68. Okay, yeah, yeah. So they had like 70. So I don't know how many scored after the fourth quarter, but Carthage is a shout out to Carthage. They have a great team. Shout out to Brownsboro too because they stuck in the play. They ended up scoring a touchdown on them for the first time in all season. Everybody said the dude on the announcer guy even said it like, wow, that was the first time they've been scored on in the first quarter, in the first half, and everybody clapped. Like that for a team. My morale would be so low. Like damn, that was our victory. Us scoring on them when we was down 40-0. I was like, wow. It was, Carthage is just Carthage. But anyway, man. Update. So, what happened to me last week was I found out some stuff. I found out people have been talking about me. I found out people have been plotting on me. I found out people say things and then people be acting like they don't know who I am. But let me just say you, the people that listen to this, people that I'm gonna let listen to this, let me tell you, I am not one of these regular dudes, these regular niggas, y'all that I'm talking about that y'all associate with, and the people that I'm talking about, y'all know who I'm talking about. These regular dudes that's on the road with me, and these regular dudes wherever you might be a regular dude in town, whatever you niggas, they're not like me. They don't have the platform I got. They can't do what I do, and I'm better than all of them. This is what it is, right? And when you do something better than everybody, people get threatened by that. So I found out that this dude named Brandon, was talking to the head guy about whatever he was talking about. Maybe it was because, like me say, these dudes like to smoke and stuff, and then they want you to, and like they want to call you on their time to be like, okay, now I'm hungry. Now let me call him and take me go get some eat. So, and my job is not to take you wherever you want to go at your time. You got a certain time. After that time, you on your own. But I be the cool dude like I am. I do it anyway. Okay, I'm up. Okay, here. And people get late, and I tell these people, okay, we're going to leave at this time, and they be late. But you know what I do? I sit there and wait, and I take the blame when it's not my blame, right? So when I found it, I was like, F y'all. I'm not doing none of that. So when I get these messages, hey, can you do me this? Can we this? No, I'm just gonna act like I'm gone. I stay gone or something. I might go home. If we at home, I'm staying home. So I found that out, right? That this guy was the guy that was saying, because I had got a weird message from the big man one day, like at 9 o'clock, and I don't know why this nigga's texting me at 9 o'clock at night anyway. And it was because I was on the van with Brandon taking him to get some food, and he never wrote back when I told him what I was doing. So that was made me think, okay, when my homie told me, shout out to Matt, was telling me, yeah, you didn't watch these niggas, these people say plotting on you. He was like, I was like, now that message that I got makes sense because he was checking to see I was doing what this nigga was stitching on me about, right? But anyway, so all that happened, right? And we had a little chit chat in the van, right? Well, no, I didn't have a chit chat, but okay, let's get to that later. But another thing happened was while that was happening, number one and number two, number one was gone last week, right? I'm saying that this how because I think they're gonna be listening. I'm calling y'all number one and number two because I don't want to say people's names because y'all and I just want to say y'all's names because the stuff that happens and y'all and I know how y'all are, right? So number one, number one was gone last. She came back then. All of a sudden, some stuff popped up and my name was said, that's Rob girl or something, and number three went back and told number one's mom, who works there too. So and I'm like, why we tell her? Because she speaks real highly of me, number one's mom. So I'm like, what the hell? What's she gonna do? Come and hit me or something? No, but and so number one called me out in the front of the people, like, why you didn't say nothing about it, nigga? I wasn't even around when the dude said whatever he said. So I'm like, don't you? I'm all that shit is getting me. All these people are coming at me here, talking about me here. This person talking about this. Like, what the hell? Am I sitting up here explaining myself to people, and I'm better than everybody around here? Like, I'm a fucking star. I'm a superstar. I'm the greatest YouTuber of the world right now. If you did it, but so I'm thinking I'm bad in my head, but I don't let that. I don't say it in my head. Like, I don't go out and if you nigga, but I ain't that type of dude. So I'm just letting this stuff boil in my head. Like, okay, whatever. And then I seen, like I said, the dude was hating on me. And then this nigga was still, I was noticing that this dude was always eyeing me. I don't know how you, like, if you ever been in a store, CJ, and you be walking, you see somebody look at you, and you look at them kind of, but they look over, look back, like they don't want you to see you eyeing, but he's kind of, every time I would somehow pass by him, he would eye me, like, get that look, like, and then we was counting, we was next to each other, and he kind of said something like, what's up, bro? He would still be acting like cool with me, but even though I knew, dude, you been talking down on me the whole time, and like I said, I'm better than you. Yeah, I'm better than you. I'm this mauve of Boston. I'm everything better than everybody up there, right? So I'm thinking all this stuff, and all this shit was happening in my head, and I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of being talked down like this, so I'd expose it. So I sent some messages out to number one. I sent her a message about the stuff, and that's how I figured out. Okay, she wasn't the one saying nothing. It was these guys, and he got a sister that be saying some stuff too. And then I was like, damn, that's crazy, because I've been so cool with y'all Negroes, but y'all want to act like that, right? So I was like, you know what, hell, his sister don't look too bad. So maybe, you know what, just to make him mad, what if I just knock his sister off too? That'd be cool, CJ. Yeah. You think that'd be cool? No, I think it'd be cool. I think that'll make him extra mad, and then to tell him about it too. Like, yeah, man, me and your sister, you know. What was that joke? What was the one who? Damn, I'm thinking in my head. What was the one like, you know, me and your moms? Who joke with that when he say about LeBron and the one who was there? I can't forget. It was like Eddie Griffin or something. Eddie Griffin or somebody. Remember Eddie Griffin saying that joke about LeBron and Delonte West was sleeping with his mama, and he said, you know, I bet he was like, you know, me and your mom's LeBron or something. But anyway. That's what episode that was. I was right about that and this shit. And but shout out to I want to say, you know what? She gonna be mad if I say her name. I want to say, but 2, number 1. Damn. See, God, I'm like this is crazy. Cause see, if I say number 2, they're like, why the hell am I number 2? And why she ain't number 1? You know, cause I know her. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, okay, my friend, my beautiful friend. I was gonna say that. She ended up she ended up getting on the van. Like when we get to where we was going. I got out the van right, and she ended up. I was telling her about, cause like I tell everything, so I was telling her about all this stuff was happening, and she was like, you know, cause she was telling me, yeah, I don't trust these Negroes and stuff like, and she ended up like going off on these niggas in the van when I let like just going off on them right. This that and they all like, yeah, we okay, you right. Like I'm like, this nigga looking out for y'all doing and y'all talking down on him. These niggas looking at you like I was like, okay, she a real one, like, and she literally went out for these niggas, the dude, the sister, everything, and she just went off on them, and then she went off on them again, like we had a break, and she went off on them again, but the same shit. I'm like, and I wasn't around, but I'm like, damn, I wish I was around to hear that shit, but that's what happened with that, right? So, pretty much, the people that I thought was cool with me was kind of not cool with me. But now that I know they're not cool with me, I'm gonna just be myself and just be an asshole. Hell, like I said, I'm gonna just. You never know what the hell I'm gonna do, but no, I'm gonna be me. And then there was my other friend, the one I kept trying to talk about on the last show episode. Remember I told you about the loyalty test and all to do with the girl? I was talking to her, and she want to come back, but she want to come back with better pay. Like, and I kind of joked out like, hey, I'll help you with it. If you come back by yourself, I'll help you. Don't come back with the dude. Come back by yourself, and I got you. Cause then I'm gonna be all y'all SpongeBob did that little bring it on around town, bring it on around town. I'm gonna be bringing it on around town every week. But yes, I've talked to her lately, and she's still sending me stuff too, y'all. So that's been going like that, man. Girls with boyfriends and dudes. That's what I'm telling them now. I want my friend to know this. I don't want one girl. I want like 10. So you keep thinking I don't want to be one woman's girl unless I'm married. So I want like 10 women because if you got a one set girl, I've lived with them. I know it. If you got one girl, it's gonna be the worst time of your life, and you're gonna get cheated on, you can get slept on, you can get talked about. So you might as well just do what they doing, and that's just what I say. But there's still no other podcast. We still talking about stuff. We still got it going on. I probably gotta do an extra episode about that shit. But speaking of football, man, I can just tell you a few stories that I had. Like since we're talking about these games, some of the best games I've had, the memorable games that I've been to around high school games, this came up to my mind, you know, and it was one in particular. First, of course, everybody remembers the '94 John Tyler Plano East game. I was there at that game. I still remember we walking up Texas Stadium. Because they scored a touchdown, and we like, well, it's over. And we walking up the stadium, and all of a sudden, we turn around and look at the kickoff. Cause we just look at the kickoff. We people that had left already. Some people we stayed luckily we stayed just enough time to watch the kickoff. We was up at the top, like literally at the top where the door is. Where we could walk out, but we turned around and looked at this kickoff. And Rod Dunn takes it all the way for the 6. The crowd went great, the loudest I've ever heard a crowd. My dad and my uncle, rest in peace to both of them, my dad jumped on him, my uncle, and they was like, I still remember that, like it was yesterday. And I looked and turned my car like, hey, get ready for basketball season. I told it to my cousins. And as soon as he kicked the ball off, bam, he ran it for 6. That's one of the memorable games ever. And then another game. I still, like I said, I think we talked about this game yesterday. Kilgore, John Tyler, the kick that never wasn't a kick. I still believe it was a field goal. I still believe to this day that kick went in. And then the next year they had the crazy overtime game, which is one of the greatest overtime games I've ever seen. It was the coldest game I've ever been to in my life. I've been through some cold games. I think that was the coldest game I've ever been to in my life. I mean, my hands are freezing, freezing cold, and I'm like, God, can this game be over? Just please, somebody do something. And it ended up finally. I think what it was, Fred Ross, somebody got a touchdown or something. This was the Greg Ward team. So man, you know what? There's no video of that game. I've been looking on YouTube. There's not no video of that game. There's no highlights or nothing. I'm like, somebody find that video for me. Somebody can find that video of that game. I would get. And then recently, the Chapio game. That's a good one. Interception in overtime seals the game. Oh, I can't forget the Pat Mahomes and Greg Ward showdown in White House, 24-0. And I sat there and said to myself, they're gonna come back and win this game. And that's why you never leave games, folks. You never leave a football game early. Besides the game we left yesterday because they was gonna lose that game anyway. Sorry, shout out to everybody. Sorry, Brownsboro and what's the guy Campbell? He looks like he's pretty good running back. And I like your mom too. She's a great person. She's a great person. As I said, she's a great. That's good. She's a great person. You know it too, CJ, don't you? Yeah, she's a great person. Yeah. But yeah, you never leave a football game early unless it's cold and it's a blowout. If they got at least 60 points to the other team's 7, then okay, you can leave that game. But even then, you might not be able because JT and St. Louis. Yeah. Oh yeah, 28 threes. I mean. Yeah, so let's really just never leave a game unless you your hands are freezing. Yeah. But man, they should have. I think. Yeah, the Falcons are terrible. T.I. rolling his grave. Young Thug rolling over in his cell. Ludacris rolling over his grave. Yeah, the Falcons, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves for blowing leads so like that. Just blowing leads. But fuck it. I got some other stuff to say. So like I said about the update. What I did figure out, I found some other stuff out about the that some of the crew. Oh, the crew be it's a lot of animosity between the crew, and one of the chicks on the crew and the other chick they was getting into it right about how dirty they vans are. My stuff is clean, but how dirty they stuff was, and they was getting into it about how dirty their vehicle, the vans are for over there, and all this stuff. And I found out one of the girls was be sleeping with niggas to get rides up to the meat spots and stuff. I ain't gonna say who it was, but I'm like she got mad at her and she started exposing everything. I'm like, golly. Because then I looked at it like, damn, I might want to test the water zone or one. Then I kept hearing all these like, no, nigga, you going to be in the hospital. You test that? Matt told me this, so he said, you test that, you going to be in the hospital. I was like, okay, I mean, go ahead and leave that alone. But, you know, she can do other things, right? See, she can do other things. Yeah. You know.
I don't know anything.
But, oh, yeah, tonight's a bit vertical bash. Not the vertical bash. The Libra bash. We're finna have this probably be one of the best ones of the night because I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know when we get the sensation, it's all best is off.
Maybe you'll talk about the next episode.
Yeah, just remember we gonna have a big update for this next one because a big story for this next Libra bash, and I'm gonna let CJ get on here and talk. Cause we got some time. We gotta get ready, and yeah, I make this damn microphone make sure it turn. Get this shit acting stupid.
Ooh, boy. Yeah. Hey, listen, y'all. We can be random on here. We can give y'all some good entertainment. Oh, snap. We can give y'all some good entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it like that. Let me say this. It's a lot of layers we could talk about everyday life. You see Rob telling y'all about some stuff going on. We try to stay on football, but this week we gonna veer off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Talk about some stuff y'all might want to hear, some opinions y'all might not agree with. I know I'm finna say something off top. I'm gonna say something off top. It's kind of give me a scratch in my head, but I gotta say it. I'm just a logic person. Let me stress that again. Every day I'm all about logic. Logic. So stuff that's not logical to me, it irritates me. You know what I'm saying? And of course with social media, you gonna see stuff every day. You gonna see some head scratches. I'm sure Rob sees it every day. I'm gonna be like WTF in capital letters. But somebody say, "Oh, CJ, it's just social media. It's just Facebook." Well, hell, it's just look. It could be when you're driving. Hey, that ain't got nothing to do with social media. It's just stuff that look just irritates me. Okay, it even reminds me when I'm out and about on a weekend, like I'm in a store. That's why I don't really. If I had a choice, I don't really like going in stores on a Saturday because everybody's out. You go see some ignorant stuff. I'm sorry, and they always say when you get in your 30s, your nerves change, right? So anyway, one thing I'm gonna say this. One thing I'm gonna just say this, y'all. And oh yeah, by the way, of course, feel free to comment. Like when y'all listen to this, comment in the comment section on YouTube. Comment on this. Like, give us your thoughts. If you disagree with something, please let it be known. If you agree with something, please let it be known. We love to hear the feedback. But anyway, I know how people are about Netflix. Okay, look, when stuff get on Netflix, I know how people are. I understand that. Let me get that. Let me get that through y'all head. I understand the Jeffrey Dahmer thing. I'm just gonna look.
I don't see how what's wrong
Just
with it.
look, hold on.
What's wrong with
I'm
it?
gonna let you. I gotta make my point right here, and I want to make it crystal damn clear. This is just my opinion. This is just my point. All right. I just don't like. This is how I always been. I just don't like when people. I don't know. Well, in this particular instance, I'm sorry. In this particular instance, you know when people act like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, like it just recently happened. Now look. I'm gonna say this. I know some people out there. Y'all might find this hard to believe because I actually saw a person ask about uh, ask like, what's this Jeffrey Dahmer? And I'm like, huh? But I ain't gonna talk about nobody. I just, everybody should know Jeffrey Dahmer, one of the most infamous serial killers there ever been. Probably the most sadistic. I mean, when you think of serial killers, you could go Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson, and other people. But them are three. If you don't know, even if you don't know, you don't even have to know the whole story. I just feel like you know them names. We're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer though, but I'm just putting it in a perspective. And you know that people talking about, oh, he was man, that was nasty what he did. But I just feel like, but I know it's because you're actually watching it. You're watching a movie. It's the hot topic because it's on Netflix. Because it's on Netflix. Because it's on Netflix. I'll keep saying that because I'm stressing that. I know people are think, CJ, you're blowing it out of proportion. I'm just making a point that I think people should process, and this ain't no shot to nobody. Like the only thing I don't like about it is because okay, there's a video out. Of course, I follow channels on YouTube. There's a video out on a Pacific channel. They got a whole bunch of top 10 lists, and I'm pretty nerdy with stuff. So I follow a lot of interesting stuff that I feel like is interesting, like top 10 lists, filming locations, all this kind of junk. But they I just saw it. They just posted it like a couple days ago. Like top 10, like it's basically like things that they didn't get right in the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, or whatever you want to call it on Netflix. Okay, see that's another thing. I ain't even watched it, and I already have a feeling because when you make something and people are playing the actual person, you wonder what's all gonna be accurate or not, right? So that's something to think about. And my only thing is I'm thinking how many people, and I even talk to the young people. This is mostly to the young people in the 30s, 20s, maybe even in the 40s. How many of y'all that don't even know much about the Jeffrey Dahmer case or all he did and just the information? Because it's layers to these. A lot of these. serial killer cases got layers to it. That's why I follow certain YouTubers who do the research and they go to the locations. Even though if you're really interested in something, you should do your own research. Because, like, for instance, shout out to Scott on Tape, one of my favorite YouTubers, top two. I'm actually sitting by one of my favorites right now. Yeah, call me biased, whatever. Look, I just know the grind, okay? I see the grind, so this just giving respect. So whatever you want to say, but you gotta give respect. The thing is this: he actually said it was either on one of his videos or on his live that he doesn't even watch documentaries no more because he don't want it to influence what he's going to say on his video when he visit. Like if he's gonna cover a certain subject, he doesn't, and it makes perfect sense. I was like, yeah, that makes perfect damn sense because you you want it to be authentic, right? You want it when you do your video, you go to these locations. For instance, he went to the real life Jeffrey Dahmer locations where he killed victims, where he kidnapped. So go to Scott on Tape. You can go to Scott on Tape on YouTube. Just type it in and put Jeffrey Dahmer behind it, and then it'll bring up anything he ever covered on Jeffrey Dahmer. So go on and do that. Uh, the locations are in Milwaukee, of course, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So just do your real research, okay? Just don't go by the. I'm just saying that's just where people. I just think people don't have a real perspective on it, and people, are treating it like, oh my God, it just and this go back some years, and I'm being modest. I don't want to speak on how many years. I'm just saying, and then I feel like I'm like, damn, people really don't know who Jeffrey Dahmer is. Like that's what I'm getting. I haven't did a survey or nothing, but that's just what I'm getting by how people are posted on social media. Like, but I know you're gonna talk about it because it's on Netflix. It's the hot thing, just like a brand new hot show on Netflix. But and I just don't like how people treat things. Just like people that get on. I know hey, y'all might call me weird, but I told one of my best friends about this. When people like get on Facebook, oh my God, it's raining outside. Well, I mean, I don't live 34 years. The weather has been sunny and rainy. What's that? What else is new? I'm sorry. I'm just going, why? And then somebody will be like, well, Facebook said what's on your mind. That don't mean you got to post it. I mean, unless you're trying to be strategic and be a digital creator. Is that how people become a digital creator? I don't know. But it is what it is. Um, I had to put it in perspective, but if y'all still don't get the perspective, I'm just giving you the perspective. So, but I'm gonna switch gears here in just a second. But I'm not like I said, I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm not throwing no shots at nobody that watched the documentary. I'm not. I'm just putting it in perspective. The Jeffrey Dahmer thing. You should be what's the word? Not you should be knowledgeable about it. If you're not, you more than welcome to do the research. It's still there, just like you to do the research on any other case that ever happened in the world to this day. All right. So it's just a perspective, just something to think about, and for the people that still like right now being like, oh, I need to watch the Jeffrey Dahmer. Who got Netflix? Just do your research. You look, because I don't want people to be misled. Do the research on the real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Like I said, 80%, 90% of it, they might have did it very accurately. Just like these biopics. One of my favorites, Straight Outta Compton. You got 8 Mile. You got Notorious. You got All Eyes on Me. And the interest, what's interesting is when you watch it, you be like, man, how accurate. Oh, they made this very accurate. But some things are kind of, but a lot of these they could do a good job. But the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, I don't want y'all to get misled now, cause y'all getting all hype. Oh man, oh this, dang, he was nasty. And then all the jokes come when these jokes could have came 40 years ago, or I mean, well, 20 years ago, cause some of y'all ain't been living 40 years, but now the jokes come just cause I know y'all won't get it, but I ain't gonna ramble about it too long. I just want there to be an understanding. What did SWV say? What I need from you is understanding. Hey, don't talk about my voice. I'm just getting it out. But anyway, speaking of understanding, how about we do a little Cowboys talk real quick? Y'all want to hear something about that? I'll run through this schedule since we don't really do Cowboys talk because there's so many layers we could do to this, man. Like, what are we? What are we? We're at the time of this recording, we're 3 games in. They finna have a. I don't really want to be disrespectful. They probably finna have a bye week with the Commanders, even with the Cowboys having a backup quarterback. Hey, the Commanders. I seen the pictures of the jerseys they gonna wear. I like the black unit. I ain't gonna cap or lie. I'm sorry for the slang. I'm not gonna lie. I dig them. If I was to get a Commanders uniform, I'd probably get the black one. I'm just saying. You know, maybe Carson Wentz will have a high QBR in it. I don't know. No shots. I'm just saying. Antonio Gibson's on my fantasy team. Yeah, I am starting him. And what's funny is he usually has a decent to good game against the Cowboys, but yeah, I think they got something to say about that on Sunday afternoon. But anyway, look, Cowboys sitting 2-1. This is the interesting thing. They beat the Commanders, right? If they beat the Commanders, they go to 3-1, right? And then they head to the big showdown at SoFi against the LA Rams, right? It hasn't been too good for the Cowboys against the Rams lately, has it? Wouldn't it be something? Cooper Rush. Now it's said that Dak probably will return against the Rams, right? So it's very interesting if Cooper Rush continue this, which I feel like he is very highly capable of continuing this against the Commanders, right? And pulling out a dub to go 3-1. See, the beautiful thing I think about this is I think it's so important to go 3-1 because you got the Rams and the Eagles covered up, and if you can at least split those two and go 4-2, or but if you don't split them and you beat the Commanders, you go what? You gonna be at 500, and you be like, you got let's go over this though. You got the Rams the following week, and then you got the Eagles, right? And that's two. And on top of that, they are both road games. We don't want to talk. You really don't have no home field advantage. It'll probably be more Cowboy fans than LA fans, of course, when they go to the Rams. But the Eagles game, if Philly comes out, it'll probably be roaring like it was when they played. I believe it was on a Monday night against Kirk third cousins, because that's what he played like. Uh, and against them on Monday night, we know Kirk Cousins seems like he's allergic to primetime football, just like Daniel Jones. But anyway, you saw what happened. But anyway, we know the deal. But look, and then you got the Lions. Now the Lions is gonna be a tricky one, right? Even though it's at AT&T Stadium, it's gonna be a tricky one because the Lions look very much improved, right? But I believe with the strength being the defense of the Cowboys and then the strength of the Lions being their offense, it seems like, I feel like the Cowboys, that's a very winnable game. And then after that, I'm trying to run through this quick, y'all. And then you got the Bears after that. Yeah, salute to Miss Tiana, Henderson, Texas. Mr. Ebner, East Texas native, got drafted by the Bears. I still feel bad for Justin Fields, even though I think they're 2-1, I believe, at the time of this recording. So, but it don't look too good because I just don't believe. I believe they still need to surround Justin Fields with some more weapons. I'm just gonna get that out there. The Bears, they might end up having a top three pick, which would be great for them in the aspect of they could get a playmaker. They got to get another playmaker, right? And it's gonna be interesting when it gets close to the draft. I'll be watching. I'll be seeing. Okay, the Bears need to go here because they need to go to the offense side of the ball because while Justin Fields is still young and in that rookie contract, keep that in mind. So after the Bears, it's a bye week. Then you come off the bye. I think you get the bye right before you got to go to Lambeau against the Packers. It'll be cold because it'll be in November. So And then that'll be a tricky game because I think it's a very winnable game too, especially since Aaron Rodgers got less weapons than he's had before. But we ain't gonna spend too much time on that. Then you got the Vikings facing Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Adam, I got a feeling Thielen, but he ain't been doing too good for me on fantasy. But it is what it is. I thought about trading him. We'll see. Anyway, trade bait. Anyway, they gotta go. Hold on. See, have y'all noticed what I've noticed since we talking about the Vikings? It seems like recently when we played the Vikings, you gotta go to U.S. Bank Stadium. Do they got a contract or something? Are they allergic to coming to Texas? Because they go look it up. The last 2 or 3 times they played the Vikings, it's been in Minnesota, all right? And they've been catching hot ails, but I ain't gonna talk about it. But anyway, so if they want to have it there, and then they catch another hot ale, cause third he gonna be third and 4 cousins, he gonna be allergic. I think it's on. It might be on. Yeah, it's gonna be on CBS in the middle of the afternoon. So yeah, it might be another hot dub for the Cowboys. I ain't gonna say nothing. But anyway, just keep this in mind. Then you got to play the Giants again at AT&T Stadium. Probably another hot dub. I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, then you got to play the Colts. Won't that be an interesting week for Rob? That'll be an interesting game him to watch because what has he called that? Rob Matty Dry Ice, right? So I hope it won't be no fluke. They can contain Jonathan Taylor. I just believe they do what they do. Cowboys play like they been playing, play like they know how to play. They can come out with a dub. Wait a minute, let me look. Yeah, and they ain't got to play at Indianapolis. That's kind of a tough place to play, so they get that game at home. So they could, I think they could take care of business on that one. All right, we got Week 14. Oh, look at here. Who they got Week 14? The Texans. They got the Texans Week 14. Interesting. The Texans. Look, y'all. That's going to be interesting because the Texans, they're a scrappy team. I know the analysts been talking good about him, even though they don't look sexy on paper. They got Davis Mills. He looks decent right now. They still trying to figure out is he gonna be the guy moving forward. I know they drafted Michi. I ain't hardly watched no Texas football so far this year, but it's always a tricky game because whenever it seems like Dallas got the better team on paper, Texas win. Like I don't. And this is when the Texans were relevant when they was competing for division titles. So that's going to be interesting right there. But if the defense is the strength, look, Texas still trying to get players. So this should be a very winnable game for the Cowboys, and they should take care of their damn business, all right? So Week 15 right after that, at Jacksonville, that's going to be a tricky one now. At Jacksonville looking to prove. Dougie P, Mr. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl. Look like he's having an effect on that team. Trevor Lawrence looking like a number 1 pick right now, and then they signed Christian Kirk in the off season. Looks like a great weapon for him. So look, it's very interesting. Hey, Jacksonville, it's only 3 games in, but shoot, if they keep playing like this, they're gonna be right there for a division title. I'm not saying they're gonna look like they were a few years back when they had Ramsey and Boye and all them on the defensive side, Miles Jack, but hey. It's going to be very interesting. So, this is why they drafted Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback of the future. So, then you got to play the Eagles again. You'll get them at home. Can they at least split against the Eagles? That's going to be, everybody, hey, the Eagles looking like probably the best team in the NFC right now. Maybe one of the top 3 teams in the whole league right now. So, but let's see what happens within the next few weeks. Because with this NFL season, we know it's a long season. So I don't put much perspective in 3 weeks. Now, we know who looks like a tsunami, even though they just lost the Bills, and they got a game against the Ravens, and we're going to see what happens there. But, hey, we can, like I said the other week, if the Super Bowl was tomorrow, they would win it. But it's such a long season, anything can happen in one game, and we trying to get to the playoffs. We just now first day in October, so it's a very long season. So, more Cowboys talk. They got at the Titans. That'll be a tricky one. The Titans, they probably going to be the same Titans. We got old Henry, and then by this time, when we see Malik Willis, this will be week. This will be, yeah. This the next to last, game or something like that. But, yeah, You got Derrick Henry, then they got I can't forget the receiver they got, but they ain't got AJ Brown, they ain't got Julio. You know what I'm saying? So it's yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting they got him. Damn it, I ain't watched a lot of Titans football. But anyway, um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Now we'll probably come back with some old Cowboys talk. We put so much grind into this podcast. You know, we cover Tyler High football. That's our heart and soul. That's what we gotta stick with. Somebody gotta do it. But you know, we around a lot of Cowboy fans. They want to hear this. All right, they want, and I want Cowboy fans to give their opinion on what I said. I just ran through the schedule and my thoughts on each game, and I can even go layers into these games. But we ain't trying to bore y'all too much, and you know that we just trying to get to the point on this episode. We just trying to give y'all some good subjects, some good, and we just trying to boom, boom, boom. So, but on the flip side, I want to say this, leading for next week's episode. Of course, you know Tyler High had the bye week. Also, their next opponent, Lancaster, they had a bye week. Both teams coming off a loss, so it's gonna be very interesting. You got a tough number 10 ranked Lancaster team coming in the Rose Stadium. We gonna recap the game on the next episode. We hope to be talking about a dub. If we're talking about a dub for Tyler High, this district run is gonna be get very interesting as you continue to get in this stretch run to to get a playoff spot. Because you know what it's about. Handle your business in district. You gotta handle your business in district. You know that's what it's about. So, oh, by the way, I was gonna start off with this, but I knew I would get it in. I want to make a public apology. I said a young lady's name wrong on the last episode. I was giving her a shout out. It's her birthday, and what's ironic is we're on the road to her event. She got a pop up shop, a big pop up shop, so vendors pay attention, and also a fashion show right after on the same day, October 8th, Palestine, Texas. I love the Stein, by the way. Salute to y'all. Listen, Miss Arnisha Barrett. I said Barnett. I know better than that. My deep apologies. I said Barnett on the last episode. It's Barrett. Arnisha. Arshabarrett. Look her up. Pay attention to the event October 8th. Palestine, Texas. I believe the pop up shop starts at 1. Fashion show for 5 to 6. So go to her page, pay attention to the flyers and the details, and salute to her doing her thing. And I appreciate the love. Also, I'll give a few birthday shout outs real quick. Shout out Miss Cabrina. She be at the Tyler High game. Salute, she had a birthday. Keep up the swag, keep up the glow, keep up the shine. Keep doing your thing, young lady. Also, speaking of the Stein, Miss Alexis Hatton. Hey, that name, it's got some stars, don't it? Ironically, last night we watched a guy committed to Oregon State. I can't remember his first name, but Hatton, number 13 for Carthage. I think he had a couple touchdowns at least that we saw. It was good to see him play in person. I love watching great athletes do their thing. But Miss Alexis Hatton, very gifted young lady. Salute to you. Also, Miss Jacayla Dottie, salute. Happy birthday, A1 Libra. Salute to you. Keep doing your thing. Also, last but not least, a lady that's been rocking with me for some years now. I appreciate everything for real. Keep glowing, keep doing your thing, keep grinding. She one of the best mothers I know. She just do her thing, man. She just grind, but grind like bad breaks. I'm telling you, Miss Nakarin, the natural, Nakarin, the natural. Happy birthday. It's always love from me to you. Salute. I'm finna pass it back out to Rob. You know we'll have some shenanigans next week, and we got to go handle the business. So it's a lot of work. It's probably not a lot of people out working us on this end. So it is what it is. Salute. Be blessed, everybody. Let's make it an epic October.
Yeah. Damn, my shit. Yeah, shout out to I'm finna shout out to. I'm finna do a real weird one right here, CJ. It's gonna be a real one. I was looking at her pictures, and she in our group. Shout out to. I just danced about the name. Let's see. Hold up. Let me get the name. Francesca Ward. She's kind of. I didn't really notice your pics. Now I was like, She got a. What she talking about, CJ? She gonna be at the party tonight. So, well, she cool. Make sure she here.
Young lady, great professional young lady, got her own business.
Yeah, shout out to her. I hope she does everything. I hope everything comes to her that she wants. I want to make sure she listens to this, and give her my number too. While you at it, I'll just tell her at the show. We're gonna be there. Yeah, let's talk this. Let's tell her when we get to the party tonight. And so she'll listen. Then she'll bring some more people to listen to. But that's what it is, man. We out here, man. Matt, I'm gonna have another episode for you this week too, Matt, because I'm gonna split up to another one. So maybe tomorrow I'll do another one. But yeah, we out. Peace.